Hi, hello, and welcome back to PJs and Pages. Today we are starting a new reading vlog. This is going to be just a cozy, not so cozy, just a day in the life weekly reading vlog kind of thing. I have some fun things planned. We're going to the splash pad. We've got some homeschool stuff. And we also are taking a trip up to Greenville, South Carolina. So that should be a lot of fun. I have an aunt who lives there, so we'll be staying with her and just kind of exploring the town a little bit. It's not too far of a drive, so it's something we like to do every once in a while. And while I am doing all these wonderful things, I am going to be reading some books. So for sure, I am going to be reading First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. This is about Evie Porter, who has everything a nice Southern girl could want: a doting boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch, Evie Porter doesn't exist. This is supposed to be like I don't know if it's a domestic thriller, but it's a thriller of some sort. Cat and mouse type from what I can see of the blurbs on the back. Cat and mouse suspense, slippery, high stakes, now you see me, now you don't thriller. So I'm really excited to read this one. It is a Reese's Book Club pick, and I tend to have really good luck with those. I'm also reading it with some of my Find Mew Book Club girls, and we are going to be discussing it hopefully soon. So I'm really excited to be talking about it with them. Also, a lot of people have recommended this. I couldn't decide what to read next, and I asked a bunch of people, and they all, like, around the board said this one. So well-loved thriller. Haven't read a thriller in a long time, so excited to do a thriller. And then at night on my Kindle, I will be reading George Orwell's 1984. For those of you who are not aware of what 1984 is, I think it's considered a modern classic. I don't remember when it was written, but anyhow, it is a prophetic and haunting vision of a totalitarian society where Big Brother watches your every move and individuality is crushed under the weight of oppressive surveillance. In this dystopian masterpiece, Orwell presents a chilling future where the party controls every aspect of life, rewriting history and manipulating reality to maintain its iron grip on power. Meet Winston Smith, a low-ranking member of the party who dares to question the suffocating conformity and propaganda-fed lies. As Winston embarks on a treacherous journey of rebellion and self-discovery, he finds himself entangled in a forbidden love affair and drawn into a secret resistance movement. Together with his enigmatic ally Julia, Winston dares to defy Big Brother, risking everything for a sliver of freedom in a world where individual thoughts and desires are deemed thought crime. So I have read this before, so it is a reread for me, but it's been like a hot minute. It was back in high school, so we're talking about, I'm gonna date myself. I think it's like 20 years now. No, 15 years. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I did read it back in high school, and I really enjoyed it back then. I am about 45% of the way through it right now, so I'm going to be hopefully finishing it this week. And yeah, I'm enjoying it again. Still very much so enjoying it. And I am reading this so that way I can read Julia, a novel by, what is the author? By Sandra Newman. So this is supposed to be a retelling of 1984 from the perspective of his secret love affair lover, Julia. So, and she's like kind of this young ingenue type, rebellious, I don't know. She's an interesting character in this novel in 1984, and so Sandra Newman has taken her story and made it her own in Julia. So I'm excited to read that one, but I thought that I needed to reread 1984 before I read Julia, just so that way I was kind of caught up on all the details of the original story, so I could really understand how it was playing out. So I'm going to be reading those two books. I don't know if I'll be reading anything else. If I do, it'll probably be Next Year in Havana by Chanel Cleeton, or In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. Actually, let's go with In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, because this one is a spring romance, like rom-com, and yeah, spring is about to be over soon. Like, we're going into May, so I want to get it read before spring is over. So come with me on a journey of reading First Sly Wins, 1984, and possibly In the Weeds. I don't know that I can get through 3 books in a week. There was a time period in my life where I could get through 3 books in a week, but I think that I am in my slow reading era right now, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I'm remembering my books much better because of it. I am enjoying what I'm reading, so it's not like I feel like I have to race through I don't know. I just don't feel like I need to race through books right now. And I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot on my plate with a 2-year-old and trying to keep up with the house and planning vacations and things like that. So, you know, I think it's okay that I'm in my slow reading era. I'm kind of enjoying it, and I'm just here for the ride. So definitely think though that I can finish First Sly Wins this week, because I usually can finish one physical book a week, and then usually I finish about 2 or 3 ebooks a month. So hopefully, because I'm almost halfway through with 1984, I'll be finishing that this week as well. So I will keep you updated, and I will see you in just a bit. We are back to our, oops, thing's attacking me. We are back to our outdoor sunny day, lovely weather reads. So my son is playing in his sandbox, and I get to sit here and just read my book. It's so lovely. It really is. I'm not super far. I'm about 50 pages in, but so far it's really interesting. So from the inner flap, I already knew that Evie was not like really her name. She's pretending to be somebody else, and so there's this whole mystery around why she is doing what she's doing. But it's the way that the other character, the character that I'm assuming she's conning him, I don't know, like that's the vibe I get, is that she's a con woman and he's a long con, and he's got some interesting things going on with him too, from what I can tell. So I am enjoying it, curious to see where it goes. Ooh, there's bugs. Send help, there's bugs. But yeah, so I am enjoying it, and it is a great fast read. I mean, I read 50 pages and nothing flat. So, and there's only, let's see how many pages there are in this. 338. So I think I will definitely finish this in, I don't know, I might finish it in 3.5 days, honestly. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, enjoying it so far. Down for bed. I have to be really quiet because he is sleeping like not too far away. But yeah, I am going to keep reading from First Sly Wins for a little bit. It is 8:17, so unless he wakes up, I plan on reading this until about 9ish or so before I'll go to bed, and then I'll read in bed with him from my Kindle for a little while. So I'll read 1984 then. But it's been a good day. Got some reading in today, more than I thought I was going to. And tomorrow looks like it's going to be busier, so we'll see how much reading I get done during the day, honestly. But yeah, like I said, slow reading era. and I'm not gonna stress out about it, and I'm not gonna force myself to read when there's other things going on, and I'm gonna go ahead and get reading. Good morning. It is day 2 of our reading vlog, and it is Tuesday. Last night I stayed up till exactly 9 o'clock, like literally 8:59, and I managed to get to page 100 of First Lie Wins. I'm really enjoying it. It has a dual timeline, so it flips back and forth between her past and her present, because they're trying to explain how she got to where she is and why she's doing what she's doing. So that's really cool. So it takes you to the very beginning, when she started and how she got to where she is. So really enjoying the dual timeline, and the characters are much more multidimensional than I anticipated. That's all I'll say about it, because I don't like to give too much away with thrillers, because it all matters. It all matters. If it's well written, it all matters. So First Lie Wins, really enjoying it. 100 pages in, so I'm doing really good on reading that. And then for George Orwell's 1984, I made it to 57%. So I read quite a bit last night. I was gonna keep reading. I had major insomnia. I woke up at like 12:30 and I started reading, and then I got to part 2, chapter 9. So this is the last chapter in that part, and my Kindle says it's gonna take me an hour and a half to read. That is a long chapter, Mr. Orwell. So I decided to just put the book down. I tried to look for like a nonfiction or something that would put me to sleep, but I didn't have any luck finding something that wasn't like, I don't know, the Bible. And so I just, I just forced my way through the insomnia, and it was okay. But yeah, I made it to 51%, I think I said? 57%. So I made it a good way through. So I definitely think I made some good progress reading yesterday. Today we've got quite a bit going on. We've got story time at the library. We're supposed to go to the zoo, has a splash pad, so we're supposed to go to the splash pad, but it's kind of cold out. And I don't think it was supposed to be this cold out when we planned this. So might have to rethink those plans. But yeah, so that is where we are at, and I will see what we end up doing with that. Usually if my son takes a nap in the car on the way home from things, I will get a chance to read in the car for a while. Otherwise, excuse me. Otherwise, it's like yesterday where I only get to read if he goes outside, because otherwise he wants my full and undivided attention. So we will see what we will see, and I will catch you guys up in a bit. Bye. We are back after a very full day. We went to our library story time. That was great. And then instead of going to the splash pad because it was cooler out, I decided to take him hiking at a local state park. So we did like a 2-mile hike. He played in the playground, and I thought it was gonna go really wrong because I tried to do like a picnic beforehand, and he literally threw up like everywhere. So I was not expecting good things, and actually it turned out really well. He still didn't eat anything, but it is what it is. And then he passed out in the car, so I actually got like a chapter read, which was really nice. So now we're home, and I have got some cleaning that I have got to do. And since he slept in the car, he's not going to go to bed early, which means I will be trying to get snippets in of reading where I can. Balto, stop it. Stop. Sorry, that's my dog. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and I am going to go get started on cleaning. So, update. I fell asleep at 9 o'clock last night. I read absolutely nothing. So I read about 50 pages yesterday, and that seems to be about how it's been going. Usually I read an ebook too at night, so it's a little bit more than 50 pages, but yesterday I was exhausted, I had a headache, and I passed out. Today we are starting off rough because I woke up in the middle of the night, doom scrolled, and then fell asleep again at 6 o'clock in the morning and didn't wake up until my son was pushing me out of the bed awake at 8 a.m. And now we are rushing to get to our GI appointment for him, so I don't have time to read in the morning like I normally would. So I am going to update you once we get back from our GI appointment. Hopefully I'll have read some. We've got a lot of errands to run this morning, but hopefully this afternoon we can play outside and I can read, and that'll be just peak spring/summer fun. Good morning. I stopped videoing yesterday. Kind of had a hard day. We got some news at the doctor that we weren't so thrilled with. So I spent a lot of time just thinking about that, and I actually didn't get any more reading done anyway. So, but today is a new day, and we are getting ready to go to Greenville tomorrow. So we've got an appointment with the First Steps lady who's going to talk to us about programs that are available for Alexander. And then also we are going to do some shopping that we need to do. I'll take you guys with me because I think I'm going to pop into Barnes & Noble's real quick. And yeah, so after that we'll be home, and I'll be doing laundry and stuff, and hopefully maybe even getting some reading done. So today is a new day, and I am going to get some reading done. So yep, I will take you guys with me. So I am dressed in my main character energy t-shirt. It's kind of booky, whatever. We'll say it is. And I was looking at some of my friends' Bookstagram posts, and I didn't realize today is National Book Day. So definitely going to Barnes & Noble's, and we're going to pick up a book. One book, no more. And probably get us maybe an iced chai tea latte while we're there. Yeah, so we've got that meeting coming up real soon here. You can see my laundry basket. I'm gonna get some laundry done, and then we're gonna head to the store. So I got some of my chores done and Alexander wanted to go out and play. So I am going to sit out here in the sunshine. Morning sunshine is so good for you.
That's a lizard.
It's a lizard, yes. So I'm going to read a little bit while he plays outside. Yeah. We've got to run a couple of errands. We're gonna go pick up my prescriptions, and then we're gonna hit the library up for National Book Day. I think I'm gonna pick out a book from the library before we go to Barnes and Nobles, and because all the books, and then we'll head to Target and get some shopping done for our trip tomorrow. We are back from our little shopping excursion or all of our errands, and I'm going to show you guys the book that I got at Barnes and Nobles. It is The Girl Who Could Move Shit with Her Mind by Jackson Ford. I have never heard of this book before. I've never seen anybody review it or anything like that, but the title definitely caught my eye. And then also it says, like Alias meets X-Men. That sounds awesome. So I'm really excited to try it out. It is a bit chunky. She's a little chunky, but she's floppy, which we like. And the cover is really cool. It's just like, I don't know, it's very nostalgic looking, and I like that. So really excited about that one. And then I left my library bag in the car, but I got The Rachel Incident, which was an aardvark pick that I didn't pick up a while back, and I was curious about it, so I went ahead and I got it while it was available at our library. And I'm gonna probably read that one in May, so stay tuned for my review on that. And yeah, it was a successful shopping trip. My son did fall asleep in the car, so it's gonna be a late night for us. And hopefully I'll be able to get some reading throughout the day. Yeah. Good morning. It is day 4, Thursday. So we are on Thursday. Yesterday I read about 50 pages from the First Fly Wins, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It is an easy read. I think the characters are interesting and likable, and yeah, I'm curious to see where it's going. I have an idea about the twist, so we'll see if I'm right. I'll let you know if I end up being right. It doesn't mean that the twist wouldn't be good. It just means I think I know where it's going. So yeah. And then as far as 1984, I did not read from that. I passed out. I was so exhausted after all of our errand running. So yeah, today we are getting ready to go. This morning we're just gonna get ready to go, pack up the car and head off to Greenville. It's a little bit of a 2-hour drive or so, and hopefully we eat some lunch, maybe go climb a mountain. I don't know, it'll be fun, and I will take you along with us at some point. Hopefully I get some time to read, and yeah, I think that's all I got to say right now, and I will update you soon. Well, we're in Greenville, and it's the next day because I got caught up and I did not film anything. I also did not read anything. Well, I did. I read like a little bit from 1984, but I just excuse me. We just were busy, and then my son woke me up at 6:45 this morning, so yeah, I didn't get up earlier than him so that I could read, which kind of sucks. There's no blackout curtains in our room, so he woke up early. And I guess that's where we are. We'll see if I actually finish these 2 books in a week. It may turn out that my slow reading is even slower than I thought. So we had a really good day. We went to downtown, and then I was stopped in a bookstore. It was so busy. M. Judson's. It's lovely. If you've ever in Greenville, check it out. It's independent bookstore day, so I got a couple of books, and I got one for my son called Trucks on Trucks because we're vehicle obsessed. And then I got myself a signed copy of Tommy Orange's new book, Wandering Stars. So I talked about this one in a previous vlog. There is the first book, and this is the second book, or the sequel. So really excited to read this one. I may have already started in the car when my son fell asleep and I was nap trapped. And then because I got over $25 worth of books, they actually had this like shelf where they were getting rid of ARCs and damaged copies or less than perfect copies. So I got a copy of Wool by Hugh Howey. This one I know is being turned into a series. I'm really excited to read it. It's been on my list for a while, so that's super cool. And then we've been home and just kind of chilling out. I actually have had time to read First Lie Wins. I'm almost about 50 pages past where I read before, so actually getting some time to read today. And I think I have an idea about what the twist is going to be at page 244 of 338. So I'm probably about, I don't know, I've got that much left, a quarter left, and I think I have an idea about one of the twists. So we're gonna see if I end up being right. Good morning. It is our last day, or our last morning in Greenville, and I am packing up so that we can get on the road hopefully by 10 a.m., 11 a.m. and be home by 12:01. Maybe my son falls asleep on the way home, like at the very tail end, and I get to read some, because I honestly have not made much progress on this trip. It is what it is. We had a lot of fun, and that's all that matters. But I'd really like to finish this book in this vlog. So I'm going to try to attempt to finish this book today. I have, let's see, I'm on page 240 of 340, almost 338. So I've got about 100 pages left. So if I could read 100 pages today, that would be great. We're gonna give it a shot. My son woke up with me today, so I didn't get any morning reading done, and now I gotta pack, so can't be reading while I'm packing. I might, let's see, am I on an actual chapter? I don't know. I tried looking at the Spotify audiobook for this because I thought maybe I could listen to it in the car, but it's not like listed as chapters, it's listed as tracks, and I'm not sure because the chapters that are, well, they're not chapters. The sections that are past seem to be part of a chapter, but they're not quite. So I'm not sure if the audiobook is counting them as their own separate track, or if they're still part of if every track is a chapter. So kind of confusing. I might try to figure that out before we leave, and maybe I listen to the audiobook on the way home and finish this book that way, because I'm not annotating it or anything, but it is really good and I'm enjoying it, and it might make a fun car ride thing if my son doesn't request music. So we will see, and I will get back to you once we are back home. Home, sweet, messy home. So I'm glad we ended up coming home earlier than I expected because I have a lot of cleaning up to do. But I wanted to show off. My aunt got me a gift. She got me, I don't know if you can see this. It's like a diamond art edition of The Wizard of Oz by Frank L. Baum. So it's like the cover, you do diamond art on it, but it's an actual book. How cool is that? It's like merging two hobbies with one. I love it. So might end up doing a vlog where I end up doing this. Not gonna happen anytime soon because my list of books to read is enormous. I did manage to get a good chunk of First Lie Wins done in the car because I counted every single chapter and section and figured out which track I was supposed to be on. So I did that, and I literally have like, it says I have 45 minutes of the audio left, which means I probably have like 15 to 30 minutes left of reading with my eyeballs, because I read a lot faster than I listen. So gonna finish that today, and I'll have actually finished a book. I don't think I'm gonna finish 1984 today. That's just not gonna happen. So, but I'll have finished one book. That's something. Yay! Okay, so reading First Lie Wins more before I clean, because I literally have so little bit left of this book. I think I'm gonna finish it, and then I will do all the adulting that I need to do. But, whoa, like, what is that called when it's not what you expect? The words are gone. The words are gone from my head. Plot twists. That's the word. So there are so many plot twists happening. So one of them I did figure out. I was right about who Mr. Smith is, her boss. So, but I didn't figure it out until like, no, I figured it out a little early. Yeah, I figured it out a little earlier. Probably about a fourth or like a third of the way through, I figured out who that was going to be. So, and I was right about it, although it took a turn and I was like, oh, maybe I'm not right. And it was a great red herring because I questioned myself. But now they just threw another plot twist in there that I was not expecting at all. So I'm curious. I'm going to fly through the end of this book. I can tell. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's really good. Now watch how I read my books like an insane person, pacing. This is why I don't record myself reading, because I look like an insane person. I did it! I finished reading a book. Yay! And now I am going to feed my child and do other adult things, and I'm going to end the vlog here because there's no way that I'm going to end up finishing 1984. So thank you for coming along with me on a reading week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!